Picture this, a creamy, dreamy risotto. It's studded with tender mushrooms. Each bite is an explosion of flavor. The rice is cooked to perfection. It's not mushy, it's al dente. This is risotto done right. This isn't just any risotto. This is a culinary masterpiece waiting to happen. And the best part? You can make it. Yes, you. Get ready to impress yourself. This recipe is easier than you think. We'll break it down step by step. Soon you'll be serving up restaurant-quality risotto in your own kitchen. Are you ready to get started? Before we begin, let's gather our ingredients. This is the first and most crucial step in creating a delicious risotto. These are the building blocks of our risotto masterpiece. Each ingredient plays a vital role in bringing out the flavors and textures we desire. Don't worry, nothing here is too fancy or hard to find. You can easily get these ingredients at your local grocery store or market. Arborio rice, the star of the show. This special rice is what gives risotto its signature creamy texture. This Italian short grain rice is key to that creamy texture. Make sure to choose high-quality arborio rice for the best results. Mushrooms, choose your favorites. Button, cremini, or shiitake all work well. Each type of mushroom brings its own unique flavor and texture to the dish. Onion and garlic aromatics that add depth of flavor. These ingredients are essential for building a flavorful base for our risotto. White wine. A splash adds complexity and balances the richness. Choose a dry white wine that you enjoy drinking. Vegetable broth. Our cooking liquid simmered with flavor. Homemade broth is best, but store-bought works in a pinch. Parmesan cheese. For that irresistible, salty, cheesy finish. Freshly grated Parmesan will melt beautifully into the risotto. Butter adds richness and helps create the creamy texture. Use unsalted butter to control the saltiness of the dish. Olive oil for sautéing and adding a touch of fruitiness. A good quality extra virgin olive oil will enhance the flavors. Fresh parsley for a pop of color and fresh flavor. This herb adds a bright, fresh note to the finished dish. Salt and pepper seasoning is key, so don't be shy. Taste as you go to ensure your risotto is perfectly seasoned. Now let's get cooking. The first step is all about building flavor. Grab a large pot or Dutch oven. Heat a drizzle of olive oil over medium heat. Add the chopped onion and cook until softened and translucent. Next, add the minced garlic. Cook for another minute until fragrant. Watch carefully and don't let it burn. Now, it's time for the mushrooms. Add them to the pot and cook until golden brown and slightly crispy. This adds a lovely depth of flavor. Remember, we're building layers of flavor with each step. This is what makes risotto so special. Section 4, the dance of rice and broth. Now for the star ingredient, the arborio rice. This short grain rice is known for its high starch content, which is essential for creating that creamy texture we all love in a good risotto. Add the rice to the pot and stir to coat it in the flavorful oil and mushroom mixture. Make sure every grain is well coated to ensure even cooking. Toast the rice for a minute or two, stirring constantly. This step is crucial as it helps to lock in the flavors and gives the rice a slightly nutty aroma. This helps to develop its nutty flavor, which will add depth to the final dish. Next, pour in a generous splash of white wine. The acidity of the wine will balance the richness of the dish. Let it cook for a minute, allowing the alcohol to cook off. This will leave behind a subtle complexity that enhances the overall flavor. Now, it's time for the broth. Use a good quality broth, as it will be absorbed by the rice and become a key component of the dish. Add it 1 ladleful at a time. This slow addition allows the rice to release its starches gradually. Stir continuously and wait for the broth to be absorbed before adding more. This ensures that the rice cooks evenly and achieves the perfect creamy consistency. This is the key to creamy risotto. Patience and constant stirring are your best friends here. Keep adding the broth, ladle by ladle, stirring patiently. Each addition should be fully absorbed before the next one is added. This process will take about 20 to 25 minutes. The result will be a luscious, creamy risotto that is well worth the effort. Section 5. The art of seasoning and garnishing. As the risotto simmers, taste it regularly. Adjust the seasoning with salt and pepper as needed. Remember, seasoning is your friend. Once the rice is cooked al dente tender but still with a slight bite, it's time for the final flourish. Stir in a knob of butter and a generous handful of grated Parmesan cheese. This will create that luxurious, creamy consistency that risotto is known for. Give the risotto a final stir and remove it from the heat. Let it rest for a minute or two before serving. Section 6. Mastering the creamy consistency. The beauty of risotto lies in its creamy, luscious texture. But how do you achieve that perfect consistency? It's all about the starch content. Arborio rice is high in starch. By slowly adding the broth and stirring constantly, we're encouraging the starch to release. This creates that signature creamy texture. If your risotto seems too thick, add a little more broth until you reach your desired consistency. Remember, it's better to err on the side of slightly too loose than too thick. Section 7. Confidence in every grain. Congratulations, you've done it. You've reached a milestone in your culinary journey. You've created a restaurant-quality mushroom risotto, a dish that many find challenging to perfect. Now, take a moment to admire your work. The creamy texture, the rich aroma, the way the steam rises invitingly from the pan, the vibrant colors, it's a feast for the senses. Each grain of rice is cooked to perfection, creating a symphony of flavors and textures. Dish up a generous portion and garnish it with a sprinkle of fresh parsley and extra grated Parmesan cheese. These final touches elevate the dish, adding freshness and a burst of flavor. Now take a bite and savor the flavors of your labor. Feel the creamy risotto melt in your mouth, the umami of the mushrooms, the sharpness of the Parmesan. Remember, practice makes perfect. Don't be afraid to experiment with different mushrooms, herbs, and spices. Each variation can bring a new dimension to your dish, or even other ingredients like asparagus or peas. These additions can add a pop of color and a fresh, crisp texture. With a little practice, you'll be a risotto master in no time. Each attempt will bring you closer to perfection. Now go forth and cook with confidence. Your journey in the kitchen is just beginning, and the possibilities are endless. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to share your delicious creations with us. Thanks for watching and happy cooking!